What's up, world? Let me tell you about this beard growth oil I got from 12 tribes on Earth. 8 ounces of oily goodness with a nozzle that prevents sprays and spills, and soft ingredients that make it perfect addition to anyone's morning routine. From coconut to castor, all these oils are hand chosen. After using this herbal blend, the biggest thing I noticed is how soft and how strong my hair was, and how good I feel. Pick up your bottle today and make your beard the star of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people are really frustrated with Donald Trump. He ran his presidency on not getting involved in any wars. And he even made the accusation that Kamala would get us involved in wars if she won the presidency. Well, Donald Trump seems to be sending out so many mixed messages that people can't figure out what he's going to do. But I believe I can. I think Donald Trump is going to get the country involved. The country's already involved. If you look at foreign news, they're already saying that the US is trying to shoot down Iranian missiles before they reach Israel. And of course, as you can see, they're not doing such a great job. Many of those missiles are making it into the skies over Israel, and they can't even get all of them down because many of them are hitting the ground. And because he is sending so many mixed messages, it is just confusing. I don't believe Donald Trump is confused, and I really think he's doing the confusion on purpose. And if you just reflect back over his very short presidency, he has a tendency of being this way. Look at the tariffs. The tariffs have been on and off multiple times. He just can't seem to settle on one answer and stick with it. Everything goes into chaos worldwide, and then all of a sudden he pauses the tariffs, and then they're on again, and then less than 24 hours they're paused again. And he seems to be displaying the same kind of behavior when it comes down to making up his mind to whether he's going to get involved in helping Israel or not. So it, as usual, is causing a lot of confusion in the media. But I believe Donald Trump will get us involved, despite the fact that he said on the campaign trail he was not going to get us involved in wars, America first. But he's not going to keep his word, y'all, because this man never keeps his word on anything. And that is reality as we see it. So I'm going to go ahead and do the article and come back to give the rest of my commentary.
Did Trump approve Israel's attack on Iran? And is the U.S. preparing for war? As war escalates between Israel and Iran, the Trump administration is sending mixed signals on whether it still supports a diplomatic solution or is preparing for military involvement. Diplomacy or deadline? Initially, President Trump emphasized diplomacy, stating on Truth Social, "We remain committed to a diplomatic resolution." Yet just hours later, after Israel launched its attack on Iran, Trump posted that Iran's 60-day deadline for reaching a deal had expired. Days later, he shifted again, calling on both nations to make a deal. Trump's contradictory messaging continued as he left the G7 summit early. He warned that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon and urged evacuations from Tehran, later clarifying that his early departure wasn't about negotiating a ceasefire, but for something much bigger. Was the U.S. involved in Israel's strike? Trump has denied direct U.S. involvement, writing, "The U.S. had nothing to do with the attack on Iran tonight." But analysts disagree. Kelsey Davenport of the Arms Control Association said Trump has consistently opposed military force in favor of diplomacy and reportedly discouraged Israel from striking. She believes Israel acted to prevent a deal it opposed. Columbia professor Richard Nephew agreed, saying Trump's steady pursuit of a deal worried Israel more than any threat from Iran. However, Professor Ali Ansari of St. Andrews University suggested U.S. officials likely knew the attack was coming, even if the exact timing was unclear. "A wink is about right," he said. Could Trump be drawn into the war? Israel's strike targeted Iran's Natanz uranium enrichment site, damaging above-ground sections and possibly parts of the underground facility. Yet Iran's Fordow site, buried inside a mountain, remains intact. Experts say penetrating it would require U.S. firepower, specifically the 30,000-pound massive ordnance penetrator bomb, which the U.S. hasn't given to Israel. Washington has recently sent mid-air refueling planes and additional fighter jets to the region, raising speculation about deeper involvement. While Trump publicly denies plans to join the war, some analysts believe he may be tempted to support further Israeli action, especially if it appears successful. "Trump likes being on the side of winners," said Nephew. "If Israel is winning, he may join in." Ansari echoed that possibility, suggesting Trump might participate to claim credit or push Iran toward concessions. They can concede to the U.S. with honor, not to Israel. Congress pushes back. Concerned about escalation, Senator Tim Kaine introduced a war powers resolution that would require congressional approval before any military action against Iran. "It's not in our national interest to go to war with Iran unless absolutely necessary," Kaine warned. From JCPOA to brink of war. Trump's 2018 withdrawal from the Iran nuclear deal JCPOA, which the Obama administration signed in 2015, was a major turning point. Since then, Iran has ramped up its uranium enrichment far beyond the deal's limits, reaching near weapons-grade levels. Experts argue Trump's rejection of diplomacy in favor of pressure helped lead to today's crisis. "Setting the JCPOA on fire contributed to where we are now," said Nephew. "Countries look at this and say, if I want to survive, I need a nuclear deterrent." Even Israeli-backed regime change in Tehran, some warn, wouldn't solve the problem. "We don't know what comes next," said Davenport. "It could be a military regime or a democracy, which could still choose nuclear weapons."
Okay, so, I just chalk this up as Donald Trump is an old man and he is displaying his senior citizen traits to the entire world. And that's why we can't get a straight answer. The media, or really no one, can get a straight answer out of him. And this is the way Donald Trump is going to be throughout his entire presidency. He's going to always be giving these mixed answers. He's going to tell them to go ahead and do this and support, and then he'll pull back. This is just the way this man is. You know, he's going to always be this way. So if the media is looking for straight answers, you won't find that in Donald Trump. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.